Hey, are you a homeowner and you're looking to sell your home without a realtor? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down to you exactly the documents that I frequently see as a realtor myself that people selling for sale by owner constantly miss, and this ends up costing them thousands of dollars because it just opens up so many avenues and leeway for me as a realtor representing my client to get the most money that I can possibly get and the best deal for my client possible. So right away, let's get into this. The first one I'm going to start with is going to be the real estate condition report. I am based out of Wisconsin, and that is what we call it here. In other states like Michigan, they might call it like seller disclosure. And depending on what state or province that you live in, they may call it something similar like this. But pretty much what this document does and why it's important is because you are disclosing what you know is physically wrong with your property before you put it up there. As a realtor, I have an obligation to my client first of all. But then there's also something called adverse material adverse facts, pretty much saying that there might be some stuff that I don't have to share with people who are looking to buy my seller's home. For example, if somebody got murdered in the living room, 60, 100 years ago, that may not be something I necessarily have to disclose legally. But now if we're talking about something wrong with the foundation, some cracks, if there's some mold going on, if there is problems with the plumbing, problems with the electrical, hole in the roof that I'm aware of, this has to be disclosed. By law, this has to be disclosed because for me as a realtor, it can risk my license. Now for you, since you're going without a realtor, this can put you in jeopardy for litigation, for small claims court, things like that, because if it becomes discovered that there was something structurally wrong or with one of the mechanical systems, plumbing system, electrical system, something in your house that directly affects someone's quality of life in your house, you can be held liable. So the first one we're going to check out, and I'm going to share my screen over here. This is called the Real Estate Condition Report here in Wisconsin. So this one was actually part of a deal that I did a couple months back. I try to heavily redact most of the information here that would identify it, but I only left the city and state that this deal was in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So let me zoom in real quick over here so you guys can get a real good look at what I'm looking at. So this is what this is saying. This is disclosure of the condition that the property is in compliance with Section 709.02 of the Wisconsin state statutes. And pretty much what this is going to tell you is that according to the seller's knowledge, that there is nothing in these categories that are wrong. So let's go through some of the questions that this is going to ask. And again, this might be different in your state or your province, but I promise you need to look it up to find out exactly what needs to be in there or what form that you have available to you. So, are you aware of any defects in the roof? Are you aware of any defects in the electrical system? Yes, no, or not available. It's non-existent in your home. Aware of defects in the plumbing system or any parts of it? That includes water heater, water softener, swimming pool. Are you aware of defects in heating or air conditioning, including the air filters and humidifiers? That's something a lot of people will miss that I even talk to. You might have a humidifier that doesn't really work. They're like, they'll figure it out. No, you can't do that. Have to disclose it because they can bring you to court for damages about that. Are you aware of defects in a wood-burning stove or fireplace? If you don't have any of these, you can just mark not available. But most of these are no that they're selecting. Are you aware of defects in any structure of the property? Are you aware of defects in the basement or the foundation, including cracks, seepage, bulges? Are you aware of defects in mechanical equipment? in the sale either as fixtures or personal property. So that means it's not only structural, right? If you have a washer and dryer that you are leaving behind or including in the sale of your house, and say you know that maybe the dryer's starting to go out, so you don't even want to take it with you and go move. You're like, oh, whoever the buyer is coming through, they can have it. You have to disclose that condition of the dryer. Otherwise, like I said before, they can take it to small claims court. But the thing is that you got to realize a lot of people are not aware of this. And this is one of the reasons why you're here watching this video, because you honestly don't know what you don't know. And that is what my goal is to show you what you need to know. The things that you need to know to make your sale go as smooth as possible, because I personally believe everybody doesn't need a realtor the same way everybody doesn't need an attorney to go to court. And it's just like that in life. So the next thing, oh wait, let's talk about the environmental stuff, the one I mentioned before. Are you aware of mold? Are you aware of any radon that might be in the area? You also need to be aware if your home is located on a flood zone. I know DNR, the Department of Natural Resources for each state or province, a lot of times will have maps that show where floodplains are usually at. So if you can look for your address or the house that you're at, or if you are looking to go buy a house in the same manner by yourself without a realtor, you have to look this stuff up to see what the potential is for flooding. And even better yet, if there's a potential home that you're interested in going and buying on your own, or if you are, say you've been living in your home for who knows how many years, you're not really sure if there's any problems or any leakage in the basement, foundation, anything like that, wait until it rains. When it rains and it's pouring down a lot, go check out the floors. Go check out the walls, the basement, because you will find, if there is any cracks or seepage or anything like that, you will find it then. The next one that I want to go show you guys now is, give me 1 second. Here we go. This is called, in Wisconsin, it's called the Addendum S. And this is also required by federal law for any home that was built before 1978. Why that specific date? Because a lot of homes at the time, they had a lead-based paint. So, you would have children maybe peeling off some paint and eating the chips of the, you might not believe that happened, but if they made a law about it, it probably was happening somewhere. So there were a lot of kids getting sick, from lead. And it wasn't only from eating it, but just being near it, would cause a lot of medical issues. So it is required by law to disclose any possible evidence or anything that you may be aware of there being lead-based paint in your home. So pretty much what this is also redacted here as well. This is pretty much the sell. See, and it tells you right here as well. Every purchaser of any interest in real estate property which a residential dwelling was built prior to 1978 is notified that such property may be present, for lead-based paint, things like that. So it continues down, giving you definitions and what this whole thing is talking about. And here's my name and the brokerage I'm in. And what this means for me as a realtor, that this is like putting my license on the line too, saying I went and made sure too that there isn't any possibility of being lead-based paint in the home as well. So if I'm wrong, if I was hiding something or lying about it, I could put my own license at risk as well. So these are two of the most important documents that a lot of people tend to be missing all of the time. I actually have a checklist that's going to be in the description of this video for you to go down and check it out. and it has all the documents that are needed and are required for anybody trying to sell their home for sale by owner. It's completely free, and I invite you to go scroll down, go click on it, and go check that out. If you're watching this on a TV, right over here, there's going to be a giant QR code. Scan it, and it's going to bring you to a page with a few different links on there for you to go click to get this checklist of the required documents that you need when you're selling your home for sale by owner. So if that's interesting to you, make sure you get it. And I hope you found this video pretty helpful. I'm going to be covering a lot more of these videos from all aspects of selling your home for sale by owner. But this one was one of the most important ones because constantly people are missing this. And when I come across my client, let's say my client comes across a house that they want and it's for sale by owner, and I see any of these things are missing, this gives me the ability to pull my client out of this deal and get all their earnest money, even for something so small like the dehumidifier just not working. You know what? We're gonna pull out of this deal. You're like, wait, but I'm gonna get your earnest money. I'm like, no, you're not, because you didn't have this filled out and you didn't disclose it. I'm not aware. I'm aware now that this is not working. You didn't have anything out here saying that you are not aware of any of this stuff not working. So now you just got us off the hook. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Make sure you forward this to somebody who you think may also be looking to sell their home for sale by owner, and they're just not sure of all the documents that they need or don't need. Make sure you get that checklist. You send it to them as well. Send them the link so they could go get a copy themselves, to make sure you guys have that all in order. So until then, I'll see you guys on the next video.